All right. Now this thing better be working now. All right. People, please tell me if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Because we got a lot to cover right now because I can't believe the level of stupidity that is displayed here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Not you, Big Will. I'm talking to the people, man. I'm talking to the people. Can the people hear me? Because that's what we need. What up, though, Kodak? What up, though, One Pride 40? What up, though, Adam? Can y'all hear me? Let's make sure y'all can hear me because we got a lot to unpack. All right, let's get this thing going. Listen, people. I got Detroit's on Big Will with me because I needed some support with this. I truly needed some support with this, okay? And the reason I needed support with this is because while you can see the date that says 7/31/19, I saw it on, I believe it was August 2nd. And I have tried to make a number of videos a few times to do this without it being long. And it was no way because I kept getting upset. So here's what happened, people. You see what the title say on that screen. Why Your Team Sucks 2019. Now this writer could be easily going through all 32 teams. He really could. But I want you to understand two things why this ticked me off. The first thing is this right here. Okay. Let me go to the first part of this. All right. This little piece right here. That's 154.3 thousand people found this article fire. 154.3 thousand people found this article fire. Okay. What that tells me is there is a healthy helping of hate out there. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to understand. I'm going to go through and read this. So I'm going to give some viewer discretion right now. There's going to be some words in here that's going to be on the screen that I am not going to repeat. And there are going to be some words on the screen that I am going to definitely say because I believe it adds emphasis into what's going on here. Now, I sent the article to Detroit's own Big Will. So, Big Will, you had a chance to kind of get into the article a little bit, right?
Yes.
And right off the bat, what were your thoughts?
My first thought was this guy is just one of the people that just likes to talk. That's my first thought.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I didn't get that far. My first thoughts was, you have got to be kidding me. I attempted to go to the Detroit Lions YouTube page, and I wanted to see what the highest video, and not one video on their YouTube page hit 154.3 thousand. Not one. But this guy writes a why your team sucks, and it gets 154.3 thousand. Again, this is viewer discretion, people. All right. All right.
but you also got to understand that's a attention grabber title.
I mean, he just dropped maybe a couple hours ago one about the Green Bay Packers, but I can care less what he do with the other teams. It's a matter of how he went with this team. If you're going to, this is not journalism. This is not journalism. This is flat out attention grabbing trash. Yes. Burn this up, torch it, put it in the toilet, and don't let it come out. Okay, he need to eat this. Let me just go ahead and work my way through it. So, people, you have been warned. There is some foul language in here. All right. I'm not going to use all of it, but there's some foul language in here. So let's go ahead and get into it, people. Let's start off with the very first part, how he opened up. Some people are fans of the Detroit Lions, but many people are not fans of the Detroit Lions. This 2019 Deadspin NFL team preview is for those in the latter group. Read all the previews so far here. So he did the other teams. I can care less. So he breaks them up into categories, people. He breaks it up into categories. And it's crazy. And Dark Brown Twin says, why is he saying the Lions suck and the season hasn't even started yet? Trust me, you ain't heard nothing yet. The title ain't even the worst part of this. Let's start off with the team. Now, Mike, I'm sorry, Will.
Yeah.
Listen. When I started going, please stop me. Okay.
I already see it. I see you going right now.
Let's start off with your team. It says, I'm sorry, but that's it. Detroit Lions information. It's privileged. I'm not going to compromise the work of these players and this coaching staff by divulging said information. It could jeopardize our ability to install game plans and tell you repeatedly that we're going on to Green Bay. Okay, here we go, people. Again, here's your chance to get out. If you don't like foul language, if you don't like bad words, you want to get out. This article ain't for you. I'm going to link it in there once I'm done with the video, but this article ain't for you. You can Google this. I'm telling you, it's there. Here we go. Your 2018 record, 6-10. They beat the New England Patriots, swept the Packers for the second straight season, and still finished in last place. Nice going. You stretch rectums. Let me just start right there. Out the gate. Out the gate. You stretched rectums. Okay. That 6-10 record includes Detroit getting their face caved in by the Jets, who easily overcame Sam Darnold's first NFL pass, turning into a pick six to rack up a 48-17 win. The Jets said that they knew all of the Lions play calls in that game. Huh? Who was the modern day Bill Callahan who blatantly telegraphed all of the Lions' tendencies? Now, y'all may think this is bad, but we just warming up, people.
Yeah.
Now, so far, Will, that first one is not, it's a little light, but what are your thoughts about that?
Like I said, man, the guy is, I mean, he's basically just saying stuff that most people know. Like, everybody know they was reading their plays.
Okay.
Everybody know that our offensive coordinator was horrible.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Well, wait a minute. He goes a little bit further. He says, your coach. Right. It was Matt Patricia, who's roughly as charming as a brain-eating amoeba, really, and precisely half as attractive. If a fitting iron that Patricia arrived in Detroit fresh from the Belichick school of needless secrecies and immediately spent his first game as a head coach, giving everything away to his opposition. Oh, but he makes a good posture cop, though. We getting in it. Let me take a minute to just look at this little meme that he puts up. It's so cute. Look, he just.
I guarantee if you see this guy, he's probably big and out of shape.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I have warned you that some words I'm not going to use. I'm going to do my best to get through this without keeping it clean. Mother beep. You look like a beanbag chair with barbershop trimmings glued to it. Take a shower before you beep out other people for lacking any self-respect. I will confess in this space that I thought Patricia would make a good head coach. He wasn't like all the other haughty beep heads strutting out of Foxborough and brandishing their worship for the Belichick process. He was different. He went to RPI. He does that thing with the pencil. Surely this man would be thoughtful and self-aware. Yes? Now, okay. All right, hold on. Will, so yeah. Far, you see the first word right here, the MFer, and then he gives you the B word. He dropped that quick. I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying to keep it clean, but he called the man a beanbag chair with barber shop trimmings glued to it.
Like, you know what? This is my biggest issue. What other head, a brand new coach, never coached before, as far as a head coach, has came out and gets so much criticism for the way he looked?
Oh, we not even getting into it yet. We ain't even got into it yet, Will. Hold on, Will. Let me ask you a question. So far, what has he said that's pertaining to football?
Nothing.
Okay, well, hold on. So he says, surely this man would be thoughtful and self-aware. Yes. No. Patricia came to Detroit and instantly revealed to be an accused rapist. What in the world does this? Okay.
Oh my God.
It will stun you to learn that Barstool stood by him, who treated every question lobbied his way with complete and utter disdain. Together with GM Bob Quinn, Patricia has implemented an accelerated plan for turning this team into yet another laughingstock pinning its hopes to a abrasive down market Belichick. You can't set your watch to those coaches at this point. They broke no dissent. They force players to practice in the snow when they've got a month in indoor games coming up on the slate. They make the big cafeteria lunch options confidential. Let me just stop for a minute. What does the cafeteria lunch got to do with anything?
This guy has, I don't know what the heck you got going on, but it all sounds personal.
What? Who is mad about you not knowing what they eat? Like for real, for real. Who in the sports world is mad about not knowing what the players eat in the cafeteria?
So every team has that written down somewhere, everything they eat.
Who cares? Can you imagine one of us on YouTube or in the sports world trying to have a whole segment talking about what they eat in the cafeteria?
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
Hold on, but he goes on to say they are late. The only time they successfully copy the patch is when they murder fun. And they lose. They use the F word right there. They effing lose. That's what he says. These Lions had just enjoyed 3 winning seasons in 4 years under Jim Caldwell. Now, he's not going to mention anything about the Russian attack. He's not going to mention how we didn't beat nobody with a winning record. But let's keep going. Patricia then came in and ushered them to their itty record since 2012. They couldn't block. They couldn't stop the run. Now, hold on. When was he talking about? Because he ain't talking about at the end of the year.
I told you he doesn't even watch football. He doesn't. Like he doesn't watch football. I don't think he even know what football is about.
Now listen, D Map Zoom says, what did I just jump into? You jumped into Deadspin article on why our Detroit Lions suck, but they're not talking football here. This is all personal attacks, okay? Now, he says these Lions just had enjoyed 3 winning seasons in 4 years under Jim Caldwell. Patricia then came in and ushered them to their record since 2012. They couldn't block. They couldn't stop the run. They still can't defend a Hail Mary. How is this any different from Romeo Cornell's head coaching exploits or Josh McDaniels? It's not. With guys like Patricia, you get 2 years of failure built solely upon a embellished resume. He is merely the most recent example of a dude whose sweatpants probably smell like 8-day-old cheese getting hired only because he stood in the vicinity of Belichick for a few years. Now we just going into it now. Yeah. Now Will, do you see this trash? You have any idea how hard it was for me to try to make this a 15-minute video?
Dude, it's nothing about football. It's all about the way he looked, what he wear, what he smell like. I don't know. He might like it.
Man, listen, this right here has got me mind blown. This has got me mind blown because he is just okay. Let's go a little bit further. He says, but whatever. I'm glad football Brett Kavanaugh here is wantonly indulging in the powers he's being granted. This pud's entire career is based on the fact that putting a pencil behind his ear made him look smart. Okay. What? That pencil and that beard went from being fun and colorful to fusty and fossilized instantly. The immortal Jim Bob Cooter, who I don't say his name, but I got to read it as it is. The immortal Jim Bob Cooter is no longer your offensive coordinator. He got canned, but not before being forced to assimilate into Patricia's little paranoia board. Your new OC is Darrell Bevel, which is perfect for a team whose recent history is positively glowing with spectacular ground game failures. But D-Bev here has learned from the one time he cost Seattle a championship. Now, hold up. Hold up. Help me.
Everybody know that was the head coach.
Help me.
Decision. But,
he already bashed on so Kerryon Johnson didn't have a successful season, even though he only played in 10 games?
Yeah.
Okay. Darrell Bevel cost the team a Super Bowl. The head coach is the one who called the play.
I'm telling you, he doesn't know football. He's all about personal life.
Hold on. He's still telling us why we suck, people. But guess what? He didn't tell us anything about football. Let's go into it a little bit deeper. So in a league that is pass heavy and going with a more explosive big play approach with strong arm quarterbacks, Bevel is okay with doing something different. It's my background all the way back to even when I was at Wisconsin, we were a run first team. Had great success in Minnesota running the football, did the same thing in Seattle. Now he goes on to say, well, until that one time you did, I'm happy a team so hell bent on becoming the next Pats hired a man who deliberately engineered a way to needlessly lose to those same Pats. Only a breath-taking idiot will look at all the rule changes and schematically evolutions that have conspired to make the NFL a pass-dominating league and think they are playing Russian chess by ignoring that trend. Not to mention that incredible success of teams who have written that trend, including, the Patriots. Now, let me just stop there. First of all, the Patriots run the ball, and they do a really good job at it. So this guy is already an idiot.
He doesn't know that.
He's already it. In fact, go and look at all the teams last year who won most of their games. They ran the ball. Go look at the playoffs and tell me who won those games. They led in rushing on all those teams. Everybody talks about New England Patriots, that last pass that went to Gronk and that went to Elderman, but nobody talks about how they ran 4 minutes off the clock. Nobody talks about that. Nobody ain't talking about that. They're not talking about he's so smart. He's so smart. He says, in running the ball to nowhere, Detroit, you now have a full coaching staff of such idiots. Congrats to you. And your defensive coordinator is an old man, Paul Pasqualoni, who looks like Lee Corso, if Lee Corso got beak-faced and fell asleep in the bed. Let me go back and read that again. So he says, Detroit, you now have a full coaching staff of such idiots. Congrats to you. Your DC is an old man, Paul Pasqualoni, who looks like Lee Corso if Lee Corso got big-faced and fell asleep in the bed of a pickup truck. Let me know when you get the football, people. Let me know when you get the football. And then he supports it with this photo. Okay? He supports it with this photo. Let me know when we going to get to some football. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go down here. Hold on. This team has no good ideas and never has. In 2 years, you fans will still be trying to figure out if Matt Patricia, a honorary and misunderstood genius, or just a-hole. Will?
I just want to stick to football.
I mean, when are we going to talk about this?
This guy is terrible, man. I mean, like I said, it's all personal. And I swear, like I said, I know the reason why he's not talking football, because he can't. And the things that he's saying about football is all wrong.
I mean, if this was a Comedy Central roast session, great.
That'd be cool, yeah.
But this is football. This is why we suck, though, right?
Yeah.
You called a man an a-hole. He says that'll be 2 years later than the rest of us sort of out of the answer. Now he goes down to the quarterback. Ooh, the only thing he did is put this little graph up, and I enjoyed this graph. He says your quarterback, Matthew Stafford, who has expressly forbidden from throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage a season ago. Now, what's special about this little diagram, people, is not only does this show more proof of why those people who are Stafford haters don't understand this thing called football, but it's also more proof for those people who doubt what Golden Tate say as being true. Those little green dots represent right there the completed passes. All right. The white dots, and let me just make sure you can see it right there, are the incomplete passes. And the reds are the interceptions. All right. Now, if you're wondering, this is from week 12 versus the Chicago Bears of last year. That was the Thanksgiving game. The Thanksgiving game that everybody blamed Matthew Stafford for. This is what his passing sheet looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incompleted passes. All that green is completed. The red is 2 interceptions. That blue line is the line of scrimmage. Look how far they was having him throw the ball last year.
Yeah.
That was your offensive coordinator. But he's not talking about the offensive coordinator. No, this is the quarterback's fault. Okay. I just want y'all to see this because this right here is further proof. When you look at that Bears game and you wondering how he throw an interception at the end, yeah, go talk to the tight end who's not on the team right now. Go talk to Michael Roberts.
Yeah.
Hold on, Will. We're going to get back into this. Let's get back into it, Will. Look at this. So this is stats from 2018, week 12 versus the Chicago Bears. 28 of 38, 236 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's get to this. Let's let him listen. Listen. Y'all gonna love this, people. Y'all gonna love this. You know. Here we go. Stafford has been on the verge of putting it all together for longer than the Game of Thrones' entire run. Last year, he threw for his fewest touchdowns in 6 seasons. His yards per attempt were the lowest they've been in the same time span. And in case you haven't sorted it out by now, Matt Stafford made the greatest quarterback in recent Lions history, which means Jack and blank beep. That's how I'm putting it. Jack blink. That's what he's saying. It means Jack beep. It says, but he will never grow into anything more than a passer. He is right at this moment, and certainly not under the huffy tug. I'm just so frustrated. Tellage of his coaching staff, and I suspect deep down Matt Stafford knows this. He made his money. He's won a few games. He's had to tend to his ailing wife. It's only natural for him to accept that he's come as far as he can come. Now hold on. Let me go a little bit more. Let me go a little bit more. And that's he'll be served. And it says, and that's he'll be serving out this twilight years, working for a head coach in Patricia, who, like so many before him, adopted all of Bill Belichick's worst traits, along with his pedigree and sartorial acumen, and none of his best ones. Nixon had more charm and better posture. I'm so frustrated, man.
We're talking about posture.
Listen, you don't even understand how frustrated I am right now, man. I'm trying to read this and not even get upset. I am. I'm trying to read this and not get upset. How can I not get upset and not get frustrated? My blood pressure going up. Will, what did he say in there that makes Stafford bad?
Nothing, dude. It's all horrible, man. Like the guy, like I said, he's not even paying attention to right now. Like he doesn't. I just don't understand, man. I don't understand.
Like it just seemed like to me he woke up and was like, I need to write something about the Lions. I ain't gonna say nothing about football. This is what he did.
Nothing.
I ain't gonna say nothing about
the thing is, though, if he talk about football, then you can challenge him.
But he don't want to do that.
No, so he talks about stuff personal to him and the way he look at it, because you can't challenge his own beliefs.
Now, here's the thing. I have already dispelled this belief about the backup quarterback, but I'll let him talk about it. Your backup quarterback is the unkillable Tom Savage. You will absolutely see this man take the field during games that matter. I've seen your O-line. They're going to get Stafford put in a trauma ward. What's new that sucks? Well, since Rob Gronkowski threatened to retire rather than accept a trade to Detroit, interesting how so many Hall of Fame players would rather not play at all than play here. The Lions are trying to grow a Gronk of their own with first-round pick rookie TJ Hockenson, whose last name sounds like a 1935 school playground game.
Oh, he even coming after the rookies, huh?
Oh my God. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So you're not going to talk about if the player is good or not. You're just going to talk about his name. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm tripping. Hockenson was one of 2 Iowa tight ends taken in the first round of the draft this year. Mm-hmm. Yes, the blockbuster offensive powerhouse that is Kirk Ferentz football.
Oh my God.
If you subscribe to the idea of having the Pats be your role model, and this team has reduced itself to Mike Lombardi-esque levels of bootlicking to do so, then one of these Hawkeyes will become a Gronk, the other a Aaron Hernandez. Excited to see which will be which. This is the 3rd time in a decade that the Lions have drafted a tight end in the first round. The first of that group, Brandon Pettigrew, was a lingering case of herpes. Yeah, I'm going to go back and read that again. The first of that group was Brendan Pettigrew, who was a lingering case of herpes, and Anthony Beck, stylish underachiever, if you will. The second, Eric Ebron, was a terminal case of the droppies until he went to the Colts
And he still was dropping.
and caught 87 touchdown passes last season alone. Now, we, and by we, I mean me, got our rocks off making fun of Matt Millen prediction for drafting beep wideouts, but it's worth turning your hackles towards this team's addition. This
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, Pachin for sourcing young tight ends to ruins. TJ Hockey Puck. Here is, first of all, let me just show you. That's not a typo, people. He meant to try to be funny. TJ Hockey Puck. Here is destined to be kind of the guy who gets overly praised for his blocking as his catching 48-yard button hooks per season. It was no way I could make this video 15 minutes or shorter. I couldn't.
No.
It was no way. I tried so hard. Now he don't win on a whole prowl of talking about TJ Hawkinson. He talked about Brendan Pettigrew. We still ain't got into football yet. Okay. And even Ghost Gunner points out Bob Quinn's only drafted one tight end in the first round. What is he talking about? You know, and George Morgan says in 1935, man were man, right? This is just crazy to me. But hold on. This dude is in full out rare mode, okay? Because he got me literally frustrated, people. He says elsewhere, the Lions traded Golden Tate away to the Eagles and have replaced him with, oh, come on. And he posts this from the Lions official Twitter page that says hashtag Lions sign free agent wide receiver Danny Amendola with Danny Amendola signing thing, right? This is his joke. Now, he's going to get a little bit more into it. I bet Patricia mandated a hoodie for that photo. Even the Lion King remake had more life to it than this joyless exercise in dime store pets cosplay. It's like Patricia is dressing all his players up as pets for a middle school report. Danny Amendola has never caught more than 4 touchdowns in a season. This is the problem with people. They don't understand about slot receivers. A slot receiver is supposed to keep a drive alive.
Yeah.
He's not, he's supposed to get those tough in between the bad areas and take hits and stuff. But okay.
That's the outside receiver supposed to do, get the touchdown.
Oh, Jesus. He's never had 1,000-yard receiving. He's never averaged more than 60 yards receiving per game. Playing for Miami last year, oh man, ranked 160th in yards per catch, somewhere behind the immortal Chad Beebe, who it says you don't sign Danny Amendola to get better. Miami went 79 last season. You sign him to signal to fans that they can't act like they are savvy and tough because they picked a washed-up expats off the scrap heap. This is all advertising. It certainly isn't a plan for winning titles. You get a couple years of counterfeit Pat fan style tribalism before it all falls apart, and you got to hire a ventriloquist dummy that looks like Sean McVay, and then the con begins anew. I've seen this movie more often than Empire Strikes Back, and it's a lousy one. You also signed Mike Daniels away from the Green Bay and grab Rams postseason hero CJ Anderson. None of it will make a difference. Will,
this guy, he on one.
Will,
he is definitely on one. Man.
Will. Oh my God. He got 154.3 thousand likes.
This is the thing though. People love negativity. People love it. They love it. Why do you think Atlanta Housewives and My Wife got a show? All these different places got a show because people love negativity. They're not talking about nothing, but they love negativity.
He goes on, Will, to talk. He says, none of it will make a difference. You're the Lions. That alone overrides any potential positives. What?
Yeah.
He says, what has always sucked? Our own Lauren Theisen is a Lions fan. Here's what she says about them. All the best players the Lions have produced in many lifetimes are martyrs. That rings heralding true. There are rare times when this team stumbles upon a generational talent. They endeavor to waste that talent for as long as possible. Then they have the gall to ask that talent for their money back. I bet they gave Glover Quinn a gold watch for his services and then sent him a bill for it. Given their history, it was destiny that the Lions would ape the Pats and fashion themselves into a wooden, joyless outfit where individuals is a capital offense and Danny Amendola is considered a valuable receiver threat. It's said, not in the way that the Lions are usually said. It was honestly more fun than Millen was in charge of this dump.
This is
It was
ridiculous.
more fun when Millen was in charge of this dump. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He literally said, "Oh my God. Like I don't even drink, but I need a drink for this.
Yeah, I do too. I'm about to go to the store.
I don't even drink. This whole article is ridiculous.
Yes.
Straight ridiculous." He goes on to say, "As long as I have lived, the Lions have been a hilarious failure. But now they've opted for a more depressing version of incompetence. They are buttoned up, well, except for the coach. Beepish, meritless, and stupid. They are now, in many ways, indistinguishable from the brainless auto." Man, this boy is right here tripping. "Auto magnates who inherit the joints and all by design run over my beep."
Man, this guy's special.
Now I started to go to this man Twitter feed and really try to get him on this show to talk about this, but I had to kind of work through the problems, and I needed some support from you guys and from you, Will, because I knew I wasn't gonna do it. But again, he ain't done yet.
Man.
As for these fans, they can get beat with a tire iron. But because some of y'all don't understand this, let me just go back for you. As for these fans, they can get fucked with a tire iron. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He says Kid Rock already gave this stupid state a Boston-style grit complex, and now Lion fans are running with it. It's horrible. I wish this team had been abandoned and left to rot like the fucking Silverdome. Now, here's the worst part about this whole article. This the worst part. He sounds like majority of the fans who come in here into our chats when we doing shows.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about this. He sounds like majority of the fans.
That he's a guy who lives in the past, and just like a majority of the fans that complain about everything, they live in the past. They can't see them building anything because they so stuck in the past.
Now he goes on because we're at the end of the article, people, but he says, "What might not suck? Lock it in." And he puts up this little tweet right here from Annie Bonet that says the Lions don't have many weaknesses, his season preview. And then he finishes by saying, "Can't possibly be wrong there." Hear it from the Lions fans. Now, let me just go down here, people. Let me just go down. Let's see what some of the comments say. Why the Detroit Lions sucks? Is that, come on, man, is that rhetorical? This would y'all wonder why I go after the media? Now, One Proud 40 says he's salty because his wife left him. He mad about something.
Yeah.
Somebody put in here, they're basically the Jeff Fisher of organizations at this point. I mean, these are the fans.
Yeah.
Look at these comments, people. The Lions suck because our subreddit is the best in the league, and it's the only thing the Lions fans have to be proud of because our team is on the field. It's the equivalent of getting a gasoline enema on an annual basis. I mean, come on. Hold on. And then, I'm sorry, gasoline enema. My bad. I'm just so frustrated, y'all. Y'all don't even understand where my spirit at. But this trash article, let's go back up here. This trash article got 154.3 thousand flames up. It's flamed up.
Yeah.
Drew McGarry. That's his name. He on Twitter. He ain't hiding from nobody. 304 comments. Okay. 4 people saved this article. This entire article is straight trash. And he gets it from fans who can't do the most simplest thing, which is just simply say, I see where we got improvements. He literally said in this article that the Lions picked up CJ Anderson and Mike Daniels, and it won't help nothing. Didn't improve your team at all. Not one thing that he said about the coach had anything to do with football. Nothing he said about the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, even Matthew Stafford, even the tight ends that we had failures with had nothing to do with football.
True.
It's nothing. And the worst part about it is there are fans who believe you can't find a video on the Detroit Lions YouTube channel that got 154.3 thousand likes.
Yeah.
Even if you were to take that video and add the dislikes to the likes, you still would never touch 154.3.
But like I said, negativity brings them all out. People that don't even like football likes that.
Now, I see we getting some questions from Soccer and USA. We're gonna be going live in a minute talking about the pregame. But I had to come on when I read this article because I kept trying to make this video and I got irritated because I couldn't make it 15 minutes or less. I couldn't. He said too much in here. He said too much in here. I haven't even read what he said about the Packers, but he talked about the Cardinals. He talked about the Bucks. He talked about the Bills, the Raiders. You know, all the teams that he believe are bottom feeders. And apparently he dropped one today talking about the Packers. I ain't even read it. All I know is I can't even read nothing that he wrote because dead spin is dead wrong.
Yeah.
We got people on YouTube who I've already asked them, like, hey, I come on and talk sports with you, who was making fun of Matt Patricia, who, as you can see, has a cast on his foot.
Ridiculous.
Who was making fun of his weight. Like they just love this level of negativity. 154 people. I'm sorry, let me take that back. I'm incorrect. 154.3 thousand people thought this was a fire article. We can't even get 100 likes on a YouTube video, but this trash article with no facts about football gets 154.3 thousand likes.
Yeah.
Straight flame. Put it in the sun. This is burning up. This is amazing. Unbelievable. Y'all have no clue what this is. This is right here. This right here. This is flame. Now, Big Will, talk to me for a minute. We just went through, I read the whole article. If you want to look it up, literally type in Google your favorite search engine. I don't care what it is. Type in why your team sucks, Detroit Lions. And this article pops up.
Yeah.
And the count is getting bigger and bigger. Look at this, man. 154.3 thousand.
Well, Luke, I'm gonna leave you with this because I gotta go get my son. But I don't know what to say because there's nothing about football. And like I said, it's just like any of these other things. People love drama. Drama sells. It sells.
For this to be called dead spin, yeah, they was dead wrong on how they tried to dead spin this story.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But man,
it's not fact based at all.
Man, go ahead and get your son, man. I appreciate you coming on. I needed some support, people.
I got you.
I needed some support. Now, Big Will's head, and I appreciate you, man. But I'm dumbfounded, people. I'm dumbfounded. And the worst part about it is, on top of being dumbfounded, is I'm sitting here trying my best to figure out how does this thing get so much love? We can't even get this support at all. Now, I got to get ready for the pregame show for the Detroit Lions versus the Patriots. I got to get ready for it Go tell a friend to tell a friend because it's going to be right here on my channel with me and the people from the DSA, Noble Sports Entertainment, aka TA, Micro Mike, 313 JMO, and maybe a few other people. We don't know just yet, but we got to get ready for this Detroit Lion pregame. And as well, we are also going to be doing the post game after the game goes off on Micro Mike's channel. So make sure you tune into that and get prepared for it. But I had to show y'all this. I had to show y'all this because I felt that it was something that needed to be seen. Like I can tell y'all that the media hates us. I can tell you the NFL stands for not for the Lions. I can tell you that the fans, y'all got to change the narrative. You know, y'all wonder why there's an Everything King, why there's a Micro Mike, why there's a Positively Detroit, why there's a 313 JMO. Y'all wonder why there's a Dose of Dion, why there's a Detroit Drew, a CA3 Sports Talk. You wonder why that there's DVE, DSA. You wonder why there's a Nomis J, a Luke G Field Review. You want to know why? Because of this trash. It's trash like this. It's trash like this while we here. This can't stand. This should not be accepted. This should not be approved by anybody, let alone 154.3 thousand people. Straight fire. That's what they saying. I asked you to do your homework and do some research. Go to the Detroit Lions official YouTube page. They don't even tell you how many subscribers they got. I suspect it's around 7,000 to 14,000, maybe less. They don't even got it up there. Why? Because if you go through and you look, you won't find a video with these numbers. He got 304 comments. 304 comments, and they all was in agreement. There was maybe like a few of them that was like, nah, you wrong, you trash, boo. There's a few. But 154.3 thousand people said that this was fire. And the worst part about it is we got people asking me questions about why y'all can't let the media have their opinion. Because of trash like this. This is why there are so many Detroit YouTubers, the Dr. Dirks who are new, the legendary sportscast who do sometimes give you a negative narrative, but he's giving it to you from a perspective, at least from football. It's not this crap. Even when Buffed Up comes into the chat and is challenging, I never took it like this because he'll at least talk football. This dude ain't said nothing about football. It was like listening to Jeff Ross on Comedy Central do a roast. That's how bad this was. That's how bad this was. This is absolutely ridiculous. You wonder why there are so many Detroit Lion YouTubers who are trying their best to help change the narrative and to get people to see football differently. It's because of people like this who write articles. Now you can take this article. I'm gonna find a way to get it linked into the description. You can take it for what it is, but I promise you this. I promise you this. Mark my words when I say this. If you read this by yourself, ask yourself, how many fans have you ran across who said this? I've asked people just being out like, hey, man, you're a Lions fan? And this is exactly the response I get. A closet one. A closet one? What does that mean? Sometimes. I mean, and even Buffed Up says the Lions is going to be mediocre, not terrible. I can take that. This man straight put every Lion history, every Lion present, past, future, therefore coming down the road, put it in one big barrel, doused it in gasoline, and torched it. And 154,000.3 agreed. He almost had 500,000 off this. Not too much further to go. You know, I mean, here, just really quick for those who came a little late. Let me just give you some. Hold on. Let me just give you some. Where is it at? Because he really went in when he went there. Where is it at? Where's that insert at? Right here. Again, viewer discretion is advised. If you don't like harsh language, okay, uh, this ain't for you. He reads, "Motherfucker, you look like a beanbag chair with barbershop trimmings glued to it. Take a shower before you bitch out other people for lacking any self-respect." What does that got to do with football, people? And Risky Football Talk says, I also read the Bengals one. I can't even read nothing past this because I was like, yo, what is this? He did one of the Buccaneers. I'm a Bucs fan. I can't even give him no love. I don't even want him to get a view. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. And I'm sorry about that, Micro Mike. I'm sorry about that. He said I had to turn it off because kids is here. I'm sorry about that. But man, this is crazy. I ain't even gotta say no more words. I just wanted you to hear the emphasis on which he spoke. Because that's how disrespectful this stuff was, man. That's how crazy. This right here, this little part that I got up, just read that for yourself. These are not my words. These are his. Now, I'm going to get myself ready for the pregame show, people. I just need y'all to see this. I hope y'all like this, but I hope y'all also start to understand why we focus on a different narrative that's known as facts versus fiction. Because people like this put this out. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Be back at you in a few minutes with the live show for the pregame. Remember, don't be no chump and buy into these type of rhetoric articles. Please do your research. I'm out.